All righty. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are tuning in from. My name is Angeline Constantinou, and I am the founder, podcaster, and coach of Let's Break the Silence with Angeline, where we help women find their voice and regain their power after domestic abuse. So, welcome to the live broadcast today. So, today I am going to be we're going to have a really great conversation today with Nicole Gebhardt. So if you are watching the live right now on Facebook, we're broadcasting live from my personal page, my fan page, and my private group. This will also be uploaded onto my YouTube channel, which is Angeline Mitchell. So please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And the new episode will be uploaded tomorrow on Anchor FM. So at the ticker at the bottom here, please check out our new episodes, which are available at www.letsbreakthesilence.com. Okay. So without further ado, let me just get right into this. So I am really super excited to have our guest here, Nicole Gebhardt. So Nicole, from victim of domestic abuse to victor, Nicole Gebhardt is in fact a lighthouse. She is a bright beacon of light, a voice for all women, especially military spouses who are broken, grieving alone in the dark. She is a strong leader, guide, and healer. Nicole's passionate message is you are never alone. You are enough, just as you are. Be unapologetically you. You can get through the grief and pain to move forward into peace within. So I am really super excited. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Good morning, or it's afternoon. It's actually 12:01 p.m. So good afternoon. Good afternoon from New York. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's been a busy week. My children are with their grandmother. My husband is away with the military. So I've been getting a lot of good stuff done. Writing my book. It's been a great week.
Oh, that's a great week. Yeah, that is a great week. And we're already on Thursday.
I know. Can you believe it?
Yeah, Thursday. Time goes by too quickly.
I agree with you. It does fly. Absolutely fly.
Yeah, it absolutely does fly. So Nicole, when we connected on Facebook and when we spoke last week, you have an incredible story. I mean, literally healing from trauma and what you went through. So before you became a healing coach, tell us your story, please.
So in all honesty, I've just been through a lot. Just one of those just lives where you just keep going and going and going. It kind of starts, I would say, my first one was my rape in college. I was raped my freshman year at Florida State University. I was gang raped by a group of fraternity brothers, and it devastated me. It completely changed my life. It was such a horrible time in my life, and what made it even worse is when I shared my story, nobody believed me. Nobody believed me that it happened, and I think that's a problem with people don't share because they're so scared people won't believe them. But after that, a few years later, I got pregnant and had my son. He was born a little bit early, but everybody said he was fine. And then when he was 9 weeks old, it was my first day back to work after maternity leave. And I thought, wow, he slept through the night. Finally, this is such a miracle. And then I went in to get him ready for the day, and he was lifeless in his crib. And I knew that immediate moment. He was cold to the touch. He wasn't moving. He wasn't responding. I knew he was gone. And then the months and years that followed after that were just heartbreaking. I clung to alcohol. I could not get out of bed. All I did was drink my pain away day in and day out. I couldn't survive. I didn't know how was I going to live without my child, especially after walking in on him myself and trying to breathe life back in him and do CPR and all of that. And then it just seemed to it got better for a little bit. I found out I was pregnant with my rainbow baby. And then I married the man that I'd had the children with, and he started to abuse me. It was more emotional, psychological, mental abuse, which to me is worse than physical abuse. There was some physical abuse in there, but it was awful. It was awful. And then when my children were 1 and 2, and I was pregnant with my third, I walked in on him, and he was doing cocaine in the bathroom with my 2-year-old in the bathtub. And I said, enough is enough. I'm done with this. I'm we're done. You're going to get out. And I became a single mother with 2 little babies. But then not long after that, I met my Prince Charming. And it's funny when I think about it, because I say I'll never marry anyone that's in the military. He's been in for 24 years. I'll never marry anyone that's had more than 1 or 2 children, because I had 3. He's got 3 as well. And then I wanted him to live near me in Destin, Florida at the time. And he was part of the 165th Airlift Wing in Savannah, Georgia. So, but it's kind of one of those things when you know, you know. But a couple of years ago, I really took some time to figure myself out. I had fallen down on October 15th, 2019, down 2 flights of stairs. It was Infant Loss and Miscarriage Awareness Day. My husband found me at the bottom. I was barely responding, barely breathing. He didn't know if I was going to make it. Called 911, got me to the hospital, and even in the emergency room, the doctor said that her alcohol level is she's not going to survive this. I had brain bleeds, contusions, but after a week in ICU, I made it. I lived, and I knew that day that my life had to change. I stopped drinking immediately, and I also started to put together things in my past that I completely blocked out. A lot of my healing had to do with Reiki, energy healing as well. And I picked up. I remembered my rape. I remember being molested when I was a 7-year-old little girl. I remember even more finding my son dead in his crib. I've had multiple miscarriages, abused my first marriage, and as I shared, even alcoholism. Just celebrated 21 months of sobriety last week. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey these last couple of years. But the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway is finally putting myself first. Finally doing self-care myself, figuring my life out, seeing God put me here for a purpose. And that purpose was to survive all of this and now show women that they're not alone, that we're all in this together, and that it's perfectly okay to ask for help. So as crazy and tumultuous that my past has been, if I hadn't gone through those things, if I hadn't been raped, if I hadn't been abused, if I hadn't lost my son, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that's a healer, and that's changing women's lives, which is an absolute blessing.
That is a blessing. Wow. Talk about turning a mess into a message.
Yeah.
You know? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. What a story. What a story. I have a question to ask you, but before I ask you a question, I want to just acknowledge some people who are tuning in the live this afternoon. So we have my good friend, Melissa Osborne. Hello, beautiful sister, live watching from Marathon, New York. Hi, beautiful sister. Do subscribe. Thank you. Okay. I would subscribe if I could. Have trouble since I was, Marielle, I'm so sorry to hear that. Boo, that stinks. Okay. You know what? After the broadcast, I'll private message you, baby. We can work something out. Okay. So, hi, Nicole and Angeline. Yes. And here's a guy. So, Hassan. Hi, Hassan. Nice to meet you. Rebecca. And we have to thank Rebecca for connecting, because she connected you. You and I connected together. Beautiful healers, thank you for all you give to the world. And hello, how are you? We're doing good, Hassan. Please let us know where you're tuning in from so we can, because we usually do our live broadcasts at noon or 2 p.m. Eastern. So I would love to know, the time zone that you're in. So, Nicole, let's go on. I have a question that I actually had an epiphany this morning.
Please.
So, did reoccurring traumas happen to you during this horrible period in your life? So, did you have reoccurring trauma?
What do you mean?
Like PTSD? Did you?
Yeah.
You did. Okay.
It was my anxiety, my depression, my PTSD, my insomnia. I would sleep maybe 2 hours a night, maybe 2 hours. The anxiety was just out of control. The depression, it was hard for me to even get out of bed each day. I didn't want to live. Everything that had happened in my life, from losing my son, my rape, when I was in the thick of it, I did not want to live. And I thank God that the times I did try to commit suicide, it didn't work, because when you go through so many things like that, it's just too much. It's just too much of it. It's just too much. And when I think about that, but that is the focus with the women that I work with. We work on PTSD. I think so many people think in their head, and it's interesting since I'm a military spouse as well, you can only have PTSD if you're in the military. When you come back from war, when you come back, it's so not true. And it's also crazy that I've had to see doctors for years because of my anxiety, my depression, everything I've been through. And just recently I was diagnosed with having PTSD. Boy, does that make sense when you start thinking constantly in your brain about the rape, about your childhood being molested, about losing your son. PTSD is a real thing. And I want women and men, I want them to understand that that is. And you can heal from that too. But first you have to recognize it. You have to recognize that as part of your journey.
Okay, that's true. So what steps did you take in terms of healing? So, because I'm sure that our viewers and our listeners who are going to be tuning in later would want to know, what was the healing process for you? What did it look like for you?
Well, it really started when I hit my rock bottom, which was falling down those 2 flights of stairs on Infant Loss and Miscarriage Awareness Day. I had intentionally gotten drunk. I knew I no longer wanted to live. I couldn't stop missing my son because I couldn't grieve him properly because I was intoxicated all the time, and as well as 2 miscarriages. So I had said, this is it. It's over. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to live anymore. And then when I did survive, I knew that my life had to change. And the biggest thing I remember telling my husband is, I need help. I had to finally ask for help. And as a woman and as a military spouse, that's a hard thing to do because everybody thinks you got to have it together. You got to do this. You move every 18 months, all this stuff. But did you know the moment I started asking for help, they came flooding in. Everybody wants to help. That's the thing. When you ask for it, people are ready to help. People started providing meals. They started helping take care of my children. My mom ended up moving up with us for a couple of months to help take care of the children. They had the children on play dates. All of that stuff. And so that was the first thing, was asking for help. Then once I did that, I realized that I had to put myself first. And that's something I had to tell my husband too. I love him. I love following his career. I love supporting him. But I had to take some time for Nicole. I had to find out who was Nicole. And it turns out Nicole, red hair, tattooed little girl, just fireball that just wants to love life and wants to live a full, exciting life, just being me. And I got so tired of all the judgments that had come with me being a woman, being a military spouse, because I had experienced this or that, whatever it was. And I just said, no more. I'm going to invest in myself. And so I did. I ended up taking a trip out to Sedona to really immerse myself. And I realized not everybody can just take a trip, but it was something I said, I'm putting myself first. I'm going to do something for myself. And I went out there and found myself. And when I found myself, I also let it go. That's a huge thing that I tell my clients and I tell my friends, you have to let it go. Because if you're constantly thinking about your past, you're going to get depressed. And if you're constantly thinking about the unknown of your future, you're going to get anxious. So you have to live in the moment, forgive, and let go. And those have been some of the huge things I've done. A few things that I tell everybody: journal, write it down, get your word out. Not everybody is comfortable just going on social media and sharing everything. I get that. That takes a brave soul for us to do those kind of things.
That's true.
It's just as healing. Writing your story out, writing it, burning it, whatever you need to do. But that is such a healing thing, to journal and to share your story. If it's a loved one, like I said, you don't have to do it all on social media. Share it with somebody that loves you. Share it with your significant other. Share it with a friend. Share it with a family member. That's so healing. And another huge thing, positive affirmations. I got them all over my house, on my mirror. I love you, Nicole. I approve of you, Nicole. You are beautiful, Nicole. You are enough, Nicole. Positive affirmations will change your life. When you start being grateful for the person that you are. Did you wake up with a roof over your head today, in a bed? Did you make breakfast? Are your children healthy? Are you healthy? Once you start being grateful for those things and recognizing those things and putting yourself first, your life's going to change. But the first thing you have to do is ask for help. And then you got to start believing in yourself. You got to start believing that you are enough. And once you do, your life is guaranteed to change for the better.
Exactly. Especially in the morning. Like, I know for myself, I did what you did. You have to get into that right headspace. So I started with gratitude journals. I would read, biblical phrases, because I'm Christian. I'm not religious. There's a huge difference. So, so I would read a lot of inspiration. I would do positive affirmations. I did mirror work because I hired a mentor. I had to. I mean, it was, you have to get on a level, like, for speaking for myself, I was able to surround myself with people who are on a higher level. But what you went through, see, you turned the whole thing around.
Yeah, I'm very open about my mornings and how I start my days. I am
Mm.
a full believer. I believe I am here for a purpose, and God is my savior. So every morning I do start with quiet time with the Lord, and then after that I too do the mirror work, the positive affirmations. But my favorite thing is every single morning I do the 10 things I'm grateful for. 10 things. And it will change your life around when you start being positive and grateful for the life that you have. And it starts your day off beautifully. You have a smile on your face. Whether it's I'm grateful I have red hair, maybe it's something silly, or maybe it's I'm grateful I woke up and I'm healthy. That's a huge thing, So
Sure.
yeah, morning
Today.
time before your kids get up, morning time, is so important to start your day off with that. Loving yourself.
Exactly. Loving yourself is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And this morning I wrote 23 things I'm grateful for.
That's good. That's a great
I started with 5 and then with 10.
It grows.
It grows.
I'll be out and driving my car and I'll look at people and be like, I'm so grateful for them. I'm so glad that, we live at the beach and it's so busy here, but I'm grateful people are here because it boosts our economy. There's something that you can find positive all through your day. Another thing I share about being in the military, we move every 18 months. We start over, new schools, new friends, new doctors, new restaurants, new neighborhoods, new house, everything. And I can look at it like this sucks. But I choose not to do that. I choose to say, we get to see the world. We get to experience all these different cultures. We get to make so many more new friends. It's so easy, if you really think about it, to turn every negative thing into a positive. And you'll be a heck of a lot happier if you think positively instead of negatively.
Exactly. Totally.
And it rubs off on everyone around you. Like you said, my husband sees, dang, Nicole, you're shining. You're so happy now. My kids are more happy. My friends are more happy because they see that I love myself and that I'm showing myself that attention and that I'm growing from the things I've been through,
Exactly. You have grown so much, and I want to get into your healing and coaching program. So when did you find your company? And, tell us about it, because I'm sure our viewers would love to know.
So after I had really put a lot of work in myself and was healing and knew that I had made it to the other side, I quickly realized that that's what I wanted to do with other women. I wanted to show them that they are brave, that they are enough, that they are survivors and warriors, that I fully believe I am. I want to show women that. And it just came to me that God wanted me to start putting my story out there. And that's the first thing I did. I started sharing on social media. I was doing lives. I was doing just posts, just sharing everything. And it was amazing because each time I did a live or wrote a long post, or women would reach out to me like, I can't believe this. Like, I've experienced that too. I've been through that too. And it would be like each week I'd have hundreds of messages. Every time I would share something either about my rape or my abuse or losing my son. It's scary to think how many women have been through that.
I know.
As soon as I started sharing it, I was like, okay, this is part of my mission. God wants me to get out there and continue to share, but go above that. So I formed my company, Spiritual Lighthouse Healing and Guidance, and I created different programs, different things, different retreats, different things that I could do to change women's lives. My biggest one is my Healing Cocoon program, where I teach women how to overcome their past and find their true authentic self and to love life again. And that is a big one. I've got retreats coming up this fall, workshops that I'll be co-leading and leading to help women come into their own and to work through all these heartaches and, past that they've been through. If you think about it, we all have something. There's something whether it's in our childhood, our adult years, we've all experienced something. So why are we not banding together and empowering each other and being there for each other and supporting each other? It's such a beautiful thing once you find out that, once you discover who you are. And that's what's become in my process. I've discovered who I am and what my life mission is Nicole Gebhardt.
That's great. And okay, so we just have a couple of shares here. So Rebecca just shared our live video. And we have, so Jackie is tuning live from the UK. She said, try to do this. We can see your name now. Yep. We can see your comments. So she said hi, and she said yes. Okay. All right, good. Yeah, so so some of you who are listening live on my Facebook fan page or my private group, please scroll up where it says streamyard.com/Facebook. You click on that link and it will show your name so we can give you a shout out. I don't want to see Facebook user. Otherwise, Facebook user comes up. No, we can't have that. Wow, what a program. Oh my God. And how is that going for you? And actually, I have to excuse myself for 5 minutes. So tell the viewers exactly, more about your program.
So my program, when we work together, we talk about things that you've experienced in your life. Maybe it's been a rape, maybe it's been abuse, maybe it's been a difficult childhood, but we talk about all those things and we help you get through to the other side. I work with you on your depression, your anxiety, your insomnia, your PTSD. I want to figure out what you have not worked through. And then once we get there to the root of the problem, we start working through it. We start forgiving. I often get asked, how have you overcome being gang raped by a group of fraternity brothers? How? My virginity was stolen from me. And the huge part of that was forgiving them. And you might think it sounds crazy, but it served me no longer to hold on to that pain, to hold on to that hurt. And so I chose to forgive them and release it. Think of everything you've been through in your life. I think about the abuse in my first marriage, but I've also forgiven him because I look around me. I've got 3 healthy children, Lillian, Coleman, and Harper, and I would not have those babies if I had not been with that man. So I chose to forgive him. So we work on forgiveness. We work on giving yourself grace. I teach you how to self-care, how to take care of yourself. We focus on the specific things that are bringing you anxiety and depression. I work with this in my Healing Cocoon program. I work with these amazing women that have been through so much. And it's such a beautiful gift and honor to see them turning into these beautiful butterflies and working through their past and shining and discovering who they are and letting it go. If I don't say anything enough, let it go. Now, it won't just happen overnight. But if you give yourself time and you realize what you need to work through, what's causing you the anxiety, what's causing you the PTSD, and you admit that you need help, which is huge. Once you start releasing it and letting you go, you start feeling so beautiful. I have never felt so beautiful, so inspired, so loved, so brave in my entire life until I started sharing my story and getting out there and forgiving and letting go. It's all huge things. And I do that in my Healing Cocoon program. I also do one-on-one coaching. I call it guidance. Let me guide you. Let me help heal you by working with you each week while we, again, target what you need to work on. And then we work where you need to forgive, where you need to let go. Grief. Think of all the grief you carry. Some people think you just experience grief when you lose a child. That's not true. I went through a very painful divorce with my first husband due to the abuse, and I had to grieve losing him. Think about it. You lose a best friend, you grieve it. You lose a parent, maybe your parents divorced, you grieve it. You go through a divorce, you're grieving that. You're grieving that person because they were a huge part of your life. So those are all big things that I like to work with you to show you that you can get through to the other side, whether it's we're working in group therapy. It's amazing how, when I became a recovering alcoholic, I didn't have to go to AA meetings. That wasn't what was healing for me. It was more healing talking with a group of women and being a part of it that way. And that's why I love my programs, because we're working together, we're sharing together, and we're building on each other. And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to work with a group of women and you say, okay, I'm like that. I've experienced that. And then you work to heal each other. So that's just part of my program and my one-on-one that I do.
Okay. And you know what? I missed the first part because some things can't wait. But anyways, so do you offer group coaching?
I do. I do group coaching and one-on-one, and they're very different. Some people want to meet in groups because of their anxiety of just being one-on-one. And some people prefer to meet one-on-one because they don't want groups to be there. But I love doing group because it's just a group of women. It's kind of like when I do my retreats and workshops the weekend. You're together. I have a program while I do it, the Healing Cocoon, but I also do weekends where you're all together, you're all sharing your story, and you just kind of vibe and off of each other. Like when we talk about what you've been through and how you can heal from it. And it's a beautiful thing to see a group of women walk away and have transformed into beautiful butterflies. And that's what it makes it all worth it. Everything I've been through, from losing my son, my rape, my abuse, my first marriage, makes it worth it when you see a woman grow her wings and fly. It's so beautiful.
It is beautiful. Some women prefer to work in a group, but some prefer to do one-on-one.
Right. And that's why I offer the one-on-one too for those women. I always loved in the beginning of my life, I feel like one-on-one was what I wanted. I wanted the attention. I wanted the focus. I wanted to be able to talk.
Right.
So it just depends on you. It depends if you want the one-on-one. I've got amazing clients that I do that with, or if you want the group. It's nice that I offer both to you.
You offer both. Okay. And then they can select which one they want.
Correct. And then I also have a private group on Facebook. It's called Nicoles Angels. We just hit 1.5 thousand members in just a couple of months. And it's a way where I just love to share my story and inspire for free. It's totally for free, where I just put out words of encouragement. I share what's going on in my life, how I've healed. I'll drop little things in there, how you can, the journaling, the self-love, the self-affirmations. And so Nicoles Angels is just a beautiful, inspiring group.
I love the name of your group.
Thank you.
Nicoles Angels. Oh my gosh.
Because we are all angels. We're all these beautiful angels that God created and put us on this earth to fly and to share our stories and share our journeys and to heal and help each other.
That's great. You know what? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You turned your pain into purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure, because that was a lot of pain that you went through. And I always say, for I've been through it too, not as severe as you, but it was enough for me that
well, and that's one thing I tell my clients: don't compare stories. We all have our own story. Right. Even if you talk about, I talk about fellow military spouses that have lost a child. Well, was it a boy? Mine was a boy. Was it at 9 weeks? Was he born early? Was it, everybody's story is different. And that's the one thing I think we struggle from, just all of us, is comparison. The grass isn't always greener. It's usually a filter, because it's not always greener. And we're so likely want to be like the Joneses. That's not it. We all have our own story. And that's what makes us who we are.
Exactly. Absolutely. Our story is going to make an impact on someone's life, someone who's watching here on Facebook, or someone who's going to be listening to the podcast later on today or tomorrow. So it's going to have an impact on someone.
Yes, and everybody's story resonates with who it's supposed to resonate with.
Right, exactly.
The way you speak it, the way you experienced it, what it was. We all have our own purpose and our own people, or however you want to say it. It's just share it though. Just share your story, because there's somebody that can connect with you. Exactly.
Absolutely. So I want to go through some of the comments here, because we have a Fired Up Live today. Jackie says, okay, we already did that. Wow, you are amazing, and you found your why, and you help others. See?
So sweet. Thank you.
That's right. Yes, it's like drinking poison and hoping they would die. And Shelly Wofford, maybe she's tagging her. Okay. Yes, you so grieve your former self. That's true. Blessings. Oh, hi, Burka. Hi. Nice to see you. As in all you knew before you blossomed. See? Some may feel embarrassed or judged. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go to this one right here. Some will see it differently from how we tell our story, and that stops. So if us from speaking up through fear.
Yeah. I can definitely relate to that. I shared earlier in this that no one believed me that I was raped. And so when it happened again later in my life, I didn't talk about it, because no one believed me the first time. And why would I put myself through that again? So thank God people believe me now, but that is just part of it. And I know it sounds crappy and it feels crappy when people don't believe you. I promise you I've been there, but please share, because somebody needs to hear it. And I promise you the right person is going to hear it, and they're going to help you.
Exactly. And I'm going to expand on that. So for those of you who are tuning in right now, or for those of you who are going to catch the replay later on today, please share this live out with a loved one, or please share this out in a private group or on your timeline. Okay. Someone needs to hear this powerful message today. Someone needs to hear it. Absolutely. That's why we go live. This is why, I have my podcast, and this is why I go live here, because there's a lot of people who are on Facebook. There's like 3.8 billion people on Facebook. But besides that, someone needs to hear this message.
Yeah. If you could walk away with anything from what I'm saying today, I want you to say that you are not alone. You're not alone. Another one is, you are enough just the way you are. You are enough just the way you are. And a third is it's okay to ask for help. We all need help. God did not put us all on this earth to just be alone. It's okay to ask for help.
I agree. And many people are afraid to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
So what would your advice be? Let's say someone is in a situation, let's say they're home still with their soon-to-be ex. And, what advice would you give them?
Well, I lived in fear for years. I lived with the abusive husband. I lived with, the rape, all of that stuff. And I could give you advice all day, but first of all, you have to be ready. If you are ready to heal, if you are ready to get out of that situation, then you're ready. It starts that way every time. But I guarantee if you share with someone that loves you, I'm very fortunate with the military. I can talk to chaplains. Whoever it is, you need to share it. And I would say if you are scared, start to pray. Pray about it. Pray about it and start small. Start writing it down to yourself in your journal. Write it down. And then after you do that a few times, or sometimes I tell my clients 21 days, you can do something for 21 days and make it a habit. But once you've written that enough, it's kind of like I do words of affirmation. Once you write it 21 days that you're enough, you're going to finally believe you're enough. But once you start sharing your story, you'll find the courage to reach out because it starts there. You have to realize that you need the help and then you have to ask for it.
Exactly. You have to ask for the help. And that's why I have this platform here. And my podcast is my platform. I just have one thing. Okay, Jackie, please go to my personal Facebook page and you'll be able to share my live out. Okay. And fear of homelessness or loss of income or loss of friends and family. See, for speaking up, called crazy.
No, it's not crazy. Yeah, well, it's not crazy because I have been there. Listen, I had a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and I was 5 months pregnant. But when I said enough was enough, yes, was I afraid I was going to be homeless? It was just me with 3 babies. How the heck was I going to keep a roof over our head, food in our bellies? And yes, the first few months, the first few years, I worked 24/7 to keep a roof over our head and to keep food in my baby's mouths and clothes on their back. But the thing is that you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to live in fear. Was it scary to go do this on my own? Yes, it was scary, but you just have to believe that you're going to be okay. It is very scary that you lose. I lost friendships. I lost relationships. People in that time, like, oh, you're divorced? Ugh. Like they didn't want to hear why. Oh, you're divorced? Oh, you're not good enough? Oh, this, that, you're a single mother to all these babies? Yeah, I am. And I'm damn proud of myself because I did.
Thank you. Yeah. And they don't realize why.
They just look at you like, oh, so there's that girl with all these little babies. No, my husband abused me. And I finally had the courage to say no more. And I'm getting the hell out of here.
Good for you. Yeah. Good for you for standing into your own truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really, that's key. Mm-hmm. That is key, is standing in your own truth, Oh, Jackie's still commenting. So let's keep going here. It's hard when it's someone you are married to, as most don't understand that it still classes as assault or rape just as opposed to a stranger. What did you do not wanting to believe what you were saying?
But
I don't know if that's a question or not. Sure. I don't think I understand it. Oh, yeah. Hi, Jeff.
Who's away with the military right now? Love you, babe. Love you.
Oh, you are my hero. I love that. Oh.
He's going to make me cry.
Oh, geez. See?
But that's part of my story. When I finally grew the courage to let go and to move on and leave that man, I met my Prince Charming. I was pregnant and I had 2 babies and he is the man. He ended up adopting my children. It is out there. You have to believe in yourself, though. You have to believe in yourself.
Exactly. Believe in yourself and have faith.
Have faith.
That's what happened. That's what I did. I started to believe in myself again.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to rediscover myself again.
Correct. I finally said, I don't deserve this. My children don't deserve this. So I'm going to set us free. I'm going to get out of this. And if we have to eat ramen noodles and live in this little 1-bedroom apartment, who gives a crap? Because we're set free and we're safe now. So all that stuff. And then I think if that was 10 years ago, now look at me. I get to heal and help other women that are experiencing what I did. I can tell you, you can be set free, but you got to believe in yourself and it's okay to ask for help because you sure as heck are not alone.
That's a powerful message.
Mhm.
Huge, powerful message. Standing up for what's right, even if it means standing alone.
Amen, sister. Amen. That gives me chills that you said that. Yes, ma'am. If you are standing alone, who cares? Because if you're happy alone, so be it. It's what you're about, not your neighbor, not your cousin, what you're about. You be safe and find yourself. And if that's being alone, who cares? Be happy if that's what you like.
Exactly.
I don't need a man. I love you, Jeff, but I can do it on my own. I gotta say he's watching that. I've proven to myself I can do it alone, and that's okay. But I can tell you this: the moment that you're secure in yourself and you do that, the right people will fall into your life, the right friends, the right family, the right your one true love. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to set yourself free.
Exactly. And that's where the breakthroughs happen.
Amen.
Amen to that, right? That's where the breakthroughs happen. And I'm so happy that you shared your story today, your powerful story today on my live broadcast today. So in closing, what's a special message? You shared a lot of powerful messages, but I would like to see what is a real powerful message, because we're coming up to almost 45 minutes, believe it or not. So yeah, I know. I'm telling you, when we get into these conversations.
I kind of said it over and over because that's what I stand for. That's my mission, that you are not alone. You're going to be okay. It's okay to ask for help. Just be brave. Pray about it and let go, because God does not want to see you suffer. God does not want you to see going back and forth in an abusive relationship. He wants to see you free. He wants to see you happy. It's okay. I say it over and over because it's the thing that took me so long to learn, to ask for help, because I guarantee there's someone out there that wants to help you, that's willing to help you, and that can help you, because you are a badass too. Think of everything you've been through, that you survived it, whether you've walked away yet or not, you will. Believe in yourself, because you're a survivor too.
Exactly.
We're all survivors. We all have our stories. We're all survivors. And it's time for us to band together, uplift each other, encourage each other, and help each other.
Exactly. Absolutely. Now, Jackie says you could write a book.
I am. My book's coming out this fall.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk about that. Yes. Tell us about your book.
So my book is going to be the first one. I plan to have many out, but the first one's going to be where I'm talking about my rape, and I'm talking about losing my son, and I'm talking about my abuse and how I've overcome that. And I give you some encouragement on how you can overcome it too. So I'm going to share some deep of my stories that I have not yet shared with. And it's going to be coming out before October 15th on Infant Loss Awareness Day. That's the day I fell down the stairs 2 years ago, and it will be in honor of my son that died when he was 9 weeks old, because I fully believe my baby is looking down on me saying, I'm proud of you, mama. You're a hero, mama. So it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited to get the work out there, to get the book going.
Oh, that is so exciting. So where can people reach you? Your web,
I know at my website, www.spirituallighthousehealing.com.
Okay, great.
Go search for my private group on Facebook, Nicole's Angels. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, Spiritual Lighthouse Healing. I've got the business pages, and then my own page too. So, and it's open. All I want to do is help. All I want to do is help and heal. So I'm here for you. If you need anything, please reach out to me. I would love to help you. That's just my mission, what I'd love to do.
Good. Then for those of you who are tuning in today or catching the replay, please reach out to Nicole for help, okay? Because if you're in need of help, and we don't want to see you suffer. This is something that, for me too, and you, both of us, we don't like to see people suffer, so seek help. Don't be afraid to ask.
I want to make it very clear. It doesn't have to be me. Just seek help. Ask someone.
Thank you. And on that note, we're going to end the live broadcast. So just hang tight here. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today to our live broadcast. So this is my 23rd podcast episode. So this will be uploaded by tomorrow on my website. Please go watch listen to my other episodes too. New episodes available at www.letsbreakthesilence.com. I'm on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all the major platforms. Okay. So I can't wait until everyone starts listening to this broadcast. And if you're catching the replay here, please hashtag replay and please share this live out with a person who needs to hear this important, powerful message. So, Nicole, I want to thank you again for taking the time out of your busy schedule, for sharing your powerful story here on Let's Break the Silence. So I am so happy that you're here. And thank you so much. So stay after the broadcast just for a little bit. Okay. So thank you, Jackie. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It was a complete honor and blessing to be able to share. So thank you.
And I'm honored and blessed too. Honored and blessed. So everyone have a great day. And we will see you on the next live broadcast. Have a good one. Bye.